What's going on, everybody? It's me, Jason, buybuildsell, your Los Angeles contractor and developer. And today we are going over Hardscape. So on the last episode you saw from this house, we were pretty much just discussing what the design was gonna be, what we were kind of doing, we were kind of going through. I totally missed the actual production part of doing this, and now everything's kind of done already. So, well, you get to see what got done. How about that? Still nice, still good. Don't complain, don't cry. If you are crying, make sure you leave it in the comments and let me know you're sad about it. We have our Turbo Elite Barbecue already delivered. This is a 4-burner. It's a pretty standard unit. I use this a lot. This is from Barbecues Galore, so you can find them in the link below. They do a great job getting me barbecues all the time. I don't really have to think too much about what brand or what I'm putting in there. I use this in my own house, so I know how good they are, and I really enjoy using them. So I definitely use this all the time. They have multiple different scenarios for doors and drawers and a whole setup of different solutions for your barbecue needs. So definitely go check them out, because they're good people. All right. Wow. This is not about the inside. I'm taking you outside. I'm gonna get distracted in here. Okay, so the first thing we did is we made sure we had a nice pad coming out to the backyard from the ADU, and the same thing happened for the front yard, as you can see. So we did, for the ADU, we have about 5 feet or so, and for the main house, I think we have, this is a massive, this is bigger than I usually do it. This is about, I think, 15 feet or so. But I really wanted to make sure that I came out and had a nice transition to the pool. I wanted to make sure this was plenty of room for dining or lounging or any sort of thing like that. We have the outdoor kitchen right here. There's our barbecue location. We have a nice sink in place. We have a barbecue section in place and a little bit of countertop as well. With all that done, now let's go talk about the fire pit, because that's what I was kind of talking to you about. If you remember, you can look back at the video right here. You can look back and see I was talking about spacing and making sure there was enough space to have a couch and have another couch and make sure that everything was kind of in place. Let's go see what that's going to look like, so you can kind of get an idea of what that looks like. Now, another thing to keep in mind, we have all these pads here, right? We have these gaps in between the concrete that you can see. You can kind of see them along the walkway here. Those are for the LID, the low impact development that we have to do on the house. Remember that? If you don't remember, check out that video right there. It'll remind you about what we're talking about. On this house, it's pretty interesting. We have barrels. We have barrels that are gonna be holding 265 gallons of water or 130 gallons of water. They're all gonna be contained in those barrels and then released into the ground, hopefully by the owner, whoever buys the house, to use that water on the site. And I'll explain that in more detail when we're going over that stuff at this property. But for now, what you also have to remember is we still, when we're doing that hardscape, we have to be considerate of that LID, that low impact development. So all of the spaces here in between the concrete, now you'll notice this is a little bit bigger than I usually do it. Normally we go about 4 inches. This is a 6-inch gap. And the reason I'm going 6 inches is because I wanted longer spans of concrete. If I went longer, I can divide it up evenly. And I felt okay with going on a 6-inch gap. So after doing that, we evenly divided from the back door all the way to about right here at the pool to give us that even spacing. So when you get that awesome drone shot, you can see everything lining up beautifully and perfectly. And that's all gonna come out really great. And we have a nice view there. That's the hardscape, okay? And that 6 inch is gonna give you that permeability within the concrete to allow water to percolate down and be used on the property, that low impact development. Now where the camera's standing, where I'm about to walk you to, this section right here, this is the fireplace. This is the fireplace section, okay? This is where we're gonna be hanging out after a long day of work. Now you'll notice there's no concrete here. I'll tell you why I decided not to do concrete here. Pretty simply, I felt that the lines for the hardscape would not line up appropriately for me to come into this section. I felt like everything was gonna be off center and it wasn't gonna look right. So because of that, I decided to change the design in this one pad. So the pad is actually gonna be permeable pavers. And a permeable paver is basically a block or a tile of some sort that allows permeability, that allows water to sheet on top of it and percolate down. Percolation means basically that it's just sifting through. It's it's not sheet flowing, it's not staying on top of it, it'll actually drip down through the brick and into the soil. So what we're gonna be doing here is creating a permeable paver pad that will create a nice design to this section. It'll look really great, and I'm pretty excited about how it's gonna come out. And it'll give a nice contrast too from the paver look to that concrete look. And I think it'll match up really well and really nice. So I'm excited about seeing how it's gonna come out. Now, we were talking about the space. From the house to the fireplace itself is 55 inches. Okay, 55 inches basically gives you about 24 inches clear, essentially, plus or minus, clear between the couch and where you'll be able to walk through. And like I said, you want to be able to maximize spaces. So most people are going to be lazy about how they design the front of this yard, but I wanted to really make sure that I was diverting the attention away from the big barrels that we have to put in the front here. So what I'm going to be doing is taking that walkway that comes out to the front, move it over to the side in the center of that window and bring that all the way to the front. Now most people just take that walkway and go straight to the front. But I'm trying to make sure that I divert that attention away from what's gonna be right here, which is a big LID planter, a big LID barrel, sorry. And I'm gonna be pushing that walkway over. It's a really cool modern way of doing a front yard approach, but I think you guys are really gonna like it. Hey, listen, while I got you here, of course, make sure you press that subscribe button. Your support's my motivation to keep this thing going. And of course, I wanna make sure you see the end of this project. So keep sticking around, press that like button, press that subscribe button, and of course, press the bell button to let you know more videos are coming. 2 videos a week, every week, and I'll show you what this front yard's gonna look like.